Back. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to set up your ad spend calculations and then make a proposal to Tide about how much your ad spend is going to cost. And we're going to do that using a tool right here. This tool is called the AudioGo Budget Calculator. It has 3 steps. Step number 1 is adjust the number of expected customer impressions. So in cell A3, you get to adjust this number right here. This is the only cell in here that you're going to change is cell A3. You're going to change this number. This is the number of customers that you think you're going to get impressions on. So, if you think, they said, hey, at minimum, we want 175,000 customer impressions. That's what they said a minimum is. Well, down here is all calculated out how much the budget will be. So for the self-service ad platform, we know that it costs $18 per 1,000 audio impressions. Well, we know that that's going to cost to reach this 175,000 customers. That's going to cost $3,150. We know that it costs $8 per 1,000 graphic display ads. Okay, well, that's going to cost to reach this 175,000 impressions, it's going to cost $1,400. And then for our self-service ad platform, our total spend would be $4,550. That is just these two numbers added together. So to reach, if we decide that we want to propose the self-service ad platform, remember the self-service ad platform is this one where we only get to target age, gender, location, and music interest. Then our budget would be $4,500. Now, if we look over here, remember that that for our self-service platform, the conversion rate is on average 2%. So 2% of these impressions are actually going to convert. And so 2% of this is 3,500. So 3,500 people are going to click the link and go to Amazon. Interesting. So, long story short, Tide in this budget proposal, if you propose self-service ad platform, they're going to spend $4,500. They're going to get 175,000 customer impressions, and they're going to get on average 3,500 customer conversions. Now, you don't have to stick at this number. You can up this number. Wonder if we said 190,000. Now you can see that our ad spend went up and our customer conversion went up, etc. And so you can see how that shakes out. Well, let's put this number back. Let's look at the Ad Execs platform. Let's look at the Ad Execs platform. Remember that the Ad Execs platform it's $17 per 1,000 audio impressions. So to reach this 175,000 customer impressions would take almost $3,000. So it's a little bit cheaper than this option. For our graphical displays, it's $7 per 1,000. And so that would cost $1,200. It's a little bit cheaper than this option. So our total ad spend to reach 175,000 customer impressions would be $4,200. But guess what, you guys? So it seems it's cheaper, right? But guess what? Remember that the rule is for ad execs, there's a minimum spend of $5,000. There's a minimum spend of $5,000. So in other words, 175,000 customer impressions isn't enough to warrant doing this ad execs platform. In other words, we couldn't do it. So you're gonna have to, if you think it's worth it to do this, you're gonna have to play with the numbers up here. You remember, you don't play with any of these colored cells. These are all locked in. Don't change any of these colored cells. You only play with this number right here. Only play with the number of targeted impressions that you're hoping to get. So you're going to have to play with this number if you want to go with the ad execs platform and see how many people you want to try to target. And then, okay, so let's see. Remember that the conversion rate is a lot higher for ad execs. It's 6% conversion rate as opposed to 2% conversion rate for self-service. So what does that translate to? What's 6% of 175,000? That's 10,500. So 10,500 people will click on the display graphic on average. We don't know that for sure, but our historic data tells us that about 10,500 people will click on that display graphic if we choose the ad execs platform. Whereas with the self-service platform, it's a 2% conversion and 3,500 people will click on that display graphic. So a lot less. So that's really interesting. And so you get to decide, Tide wants your input on how many customers that they should go for. They think 175,000 is a good number, but you could propose a higher number, a lower number. It's all kind of, you get some say in this. You just have to back it up with some reason on why you're proposing this, whatever number that you come up with. So, but that's what you're going to do. You're going to change this number and then see how it affects all of these numbers down here. And then you're going to come over here and look at why you would want to choose. Do you really need to, does it matter to you to target people with Apple versus Android versus laptop? Does it matter to target people of a specific income or music or political affiliation, etc.? And so you have to decide that. They want your help deciding that. So that's it. That's how you're going to use this tool to kind of help hone in on your budget and the number of impressions and conversions that you are predicting for this campaign.